Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing again. We're going to go there. We're going to talk about the subject that dare not speak its name. Hardly. I mean, people haven't stopped talking about it, but it's the issue with Emain Khalif and also the Taiwanese boxer, who I'm not even going to go there yet. Anyway, I probably won't go there ever. I'm going to concentrate on Khalif because my previous 3 videos on this subject have concerned Khalif, and it's created a predictable storm. Some people have praised me to the heavens for being so terribly brave. Other people have condemned me as a phobic tranny thingy person or whatever the fuck it is people come out with these days. A lot of people have said, well, I see what you're getting at, but this person was a woman, which technically, this is a woman. So I'm thinking, all right. So I went back and watched my 3 videos again. As with all of my videos, I mean, I've recently passed the 2,000 video mark. Yes, I can pick out bits and pieces here and there that I can say, well, I perhaps should have phrased that better or explained that better or whatever. But overall, the basic points that I make are ones that I stand by. Someone did say, well, you're crossing over the trans issue with the issue of somebody suffering from DSD or with a condition. And yeah, okay, now that is a point I will take on board. I probably didn't explain that early on in my first video as much as I should have done. Although I think the trans movement, first of all, I think the whole I identify as, a man can have periods, a woman can have a penis and all this. I think that's a load of bullshit. I think it's fantasy, infantile, highly narcissistic nonsense, and I'm not going to play along with it. But yes, it is absolutely true to say that Emain Khalif was not transsexual. And I said that in the videos quite early on. I do think that the trans agenda has kind of pretty much forced the door open for other issues where there are, for example, high levels of testosterone or intersex people to have an easier gig at the expense of others. That is definitely true. But no, Khalif is a woman, and some people got irate because I was saying, he, her. So we say, no, it's a woman, has a vagina, also, but intersex is there are many different types of it. It's complicated. It isn't just about X and Y chromosomes. There are a fraction of a percent of people, I think it's as low as that, females who do have X and Y chromosomes, but ultimately they have other male characteristics. And that was my beef with this, is that somebody with male characteristics, physical strength levels, testosterone levels, possibly other physiological advantages, possibly greater bone density, stronger ligaments, bigger ligaments, thicker skull maybe, all this stuff. This is a possibility. I'm not saying it applies to Khalif specifically. Maybe they all do. Maybe a couple of them do. Maybe none of them do. Those things that I've just mentioned. But nevertheless, they are things that you have to take into consideration. Now, a couple of people have said, when I've pointed out that Khalif failed at a gender eligibility test, they said, well, that's the IAB, formerly AIBA, steeped in corruption. True. I've no time for AIBA, and when it got rebranded as the the AIB, to me, it's the same shit, different package. You know what I mean? But let's not kid ourselves that the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, are any better. They have had many, many, many instances of corruption. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other in that respect. Some people will favouring one over the other. So if you're going to condemn one, to me, you've got to condemn the other. Now, the fact of the matter is that Khalif did, and the Taiwanese boxer did fail gender eligibility tests. Okay. Someone said, yes, but Khalif was disqualified because of some sort of shenanigans that were going on regarding the Russian Federation. Well, what about the Taiwanese boxer? Was it the same thing? You couldn't sort of chew this over and come up with various conspiracy theories and so on. Look, I was going to say this is the final video I'll do on this, but you never know, do you? I've already done 3 and this is the 4th, but let me make it absolutely clear what I was getting at, right? So you can ignore the first 3 videos. And this isn't about views, by the way, because I'm probably going to make about 70 quid this month from this channel. It's pocket money, right? I don't give a fuck. People have unsubscribed to the channel. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. I'm only interested in people that do watch it, all right? Do want to watch this stuff. If you don't, if you find me offensive, sorry, but I'm not sorry, you know? Off you go. Bye-bye, all right? With regard to the situation with Khalif was born, this is how I understand it. This is the information that's come out. Number 1, Khalif was born as a girl, or identified as a girl, has female sex organs. For all I know, she may have testes that haven't descended, you know, certainly has X and Y chromosomes, at least according to the gender test. That will create advantages over full biological females. Okay, so Khalif is DSD or intersex or whatever you want to call it. Okay, all right. Look at the pictures of her as a kid. Looks every inch a little girl. When you get to puberty, that's when, you know, all the different characteristics, male stroke female characteristics, start coming into play, and very often the male ones become more prominent. And in sport, they will give you an advantage. Okay, an advantage. Just as the runner, you know, what's her name? That African runner, female, but with a colossal amount of testosterone in comparison to other women, dominated women's athletics. The IOC told her, you've got to come down in testosterone. You've got to take testosterone reducers in order to be eligible for, for competition. When it comes to a boxer, in this case, Khalif, you don't have to do that. Okay. So what the IOC have said is, it's okay if you're a runner. It's not okay if you're a runner. Your testosterone levels are too high, which is running, beating someone in a race. But when it comes to boxing, punching someone in the head, yeah, crack on. All right. I don't accept that. Right. Khalif had unfair advantages, in my opinion. Okay. Now, some people will say, well, some people are born with unfair advantages. I mean, if you're a basketball player and you're born 7 feet, or you grow up to be 7 feet tall, that's an unfair advantage. You know, some women are complete, you know, XX chromosomes, you know, but they're just naturally butch, you know, they're big, they're tough, you know, so they're able to, I don't know, shot put, javelin throw, box, you know, wrestle. Of course, there is always going to be this, you know, great long gamut of different types of females and men, and some women will look like they have will look like they have male characteristics, but they don't have anything in their makeup that, you know, they may just have naturally bigger muscle mass. You know? Likewise, some men might look, you know, feminine or effeminate or whatever. You know, it doesn't, and yet they are, you know, 100% physiologically male. Okay. But this is not the case with Khalif. Khalif is not, she does have X and Y chromosomes. You know, there is a grey area here. And some people will say, well, you know, but it's not fair. She wants to box. And, well, sometimes life ain't fair. You know, if you're born with, let's say you're born with a deformity to your limbs, yes, you can compete in the Paralympics, but you can't. I don't know what the rule is, but you're probably not going to be able to beat anyone in the regular Olympics. This is just how life is. So now, one thing that the critics of my videos and the critics in general of this have said about Khalif is that she has received a lot of unfair criticism. Okay. Well, I know that. I mean, I watched a little video with Sky Nicholson, who was saying, I've sparred both of these, you know, intersex fighters, and she didn't say how she got on against them, but she said, and by the way, a lot of people have pointed out that Khalif has lost, is it 9 fights to biological women or fully biological women? Okay, those are valid points, but it's still an unavoidable point that those male characteristics which have become prominent post-puberty give her an advantage over biological women. And in boxing, in combat sports in general, that is going to be dangerous, And people have, actually poured scorn on the Italian girl who quit. And she did quit. Let's be honest here. She did quit. And I think someone said, well, she was milking it. That may be true. But it wasn't you or me that was getting punched in the face. And you can say, well, she's not cut out for boxing. Well, her record suggests that she is. Her record suggests that, she worked her way towards a legitimate place in the Olympics as a biological female. And then she was in against someone who, whilst not male, as an intersex person, would nevertheless had unfair physical advantages that put her at a great disadvantage. And if you're at a great disadvantage in a boxing ring, you are in danger. You're in danger of being hurt. This isn't running. This isn't throwing something. This isn't catching something. It's boxing. It is a combat sport. And so this is something that I've thought all along. This is unfair for that reason. And that is something that was not addressed by the IOC and is quite simply unacceptable to me. Okay, I know I'm going to get people who are going to, slag me off even more, or they're going to make accusations or blah, 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 blah. All right, go full your boots. That's absolutely fine. But this has kicked up so much of a stink just on this little channel alone. And I've only got like 4,600 subscribers, which is not that many compared to some people. But a lot of people have been, leaving comments. And so I just wanted to sort of do one final, until the next one, video just explaining where I stand now. Did I have the same information now that I had when I made the first video? No. And possibly with the benefit of hindsight, I could have perhaps waited off from doing that video until it had come out in the wash, but more of the facts have come out, and probably more facts will come out post this video. But the basic points I was making, including about the trans agenda, the trans movement, and how bullying and how insidious, how Orwellian, how McCarthyist they can be, certain sections of that movement can be, that absolutely stands. And no, this is not a trans issue. It's an issue to do with intersex, DSD, and probably Olympic fairness, how we define Olympic fairness. And I still say, it's not right. It's not right that somebody who has an advantage due to their physiology, even if they're not trans, even if they're not a male pretending to be a female, it's still not fair on the ones who are, in this case, biologically female, to have to put up with that. Surely that goes against the spirit of the Olympics. And by the way, I'm not even a big Olympics fan. Like I told you before, I gave up watching the Olympics in 1988 when Roy Jones got jobbed. And the only exception to that would be probably when it was in London, 2012, and Joshua was fighting and a few others. But Anyway, those are my further comments. Leave yours below if you've got them. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, or unsubscribe if you're offended. That's fine by me. And thank you for your support as always. Comments below. And leave a like if you like the video. And if you hated the video, leave a like anyway. Come on, because, in the spirit of goodness, and in the Olympic spirit, I'm talking crap. Go on. Anyway, off you go. All right, thanks a lot. Bye for now.